Hey there, Facebook. So I'm just clicking the invite button here for a moment, giving folks a chance to tune in. Realize you guys have a lot of viewing options out there for who you want to and who you like to watch, and appreciate you taking the time to listen to what I have to say this morning. So please invite people in. Click that invite button. Share this video out. It's going to get a little bit interesting. Try not to let my videos go on too long. But I basically just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit this morning about some of the stuff that went down at camp, because, you know, it's still painful. A lot of us are still processing the things that happened then and trying to comprehend how it all went down. Part of it, you know, is to do with the psychological warfare that Tiger Swan and DAPL used against us, because that hurt a lot of people in a deep way. You know, they are trying to inflict harm on us physically and psychologically. But part of what challenges me personally is that, you know, people who we trusted and looked to took advantage of us, you know. The tribal council, after they called on everyone to leave and evicted us, I guess in the time after they called on everyone to leave and before they evicted us, they took $3.2 million out of the donations that they had brought in and spent those on casino debt. And you know, the people who donated to the movement, they probably thought that it was going to help with legal funds, helping people, you know, have shelter inside of camp, helping, you know, feed people. But what ended up happening with that money is it went to cover casino debt. So, you know, the tribal council poorly managed their casino, and as a result of that, they ended up with a whole lot of debt. And they want to blame it on us, but I can tell you for a fact that the casino was at max occupancy during the time while we were there. They had no rooms to rent. You had to get on a waiting list to be able to get a room at the casino. So for them to try and allege that the water protectors played some role in the casino debt is ridiculous. It's ridiculous for them to say that, and it's honestly a slap in the face for those of us who put our lives on the line to go out there and protect the water. You know, the same thing when the chairman, Dave Archambault, called for the water protectors to leave. You know, that was a real slap in the face. And a lot of us, we were listening to LaDonna. We were following LaDonna's leadership. So when the chairman asked people to leave, we felt zero obligation to recognize his authority, because he had already betrayed his authority. He had already shown that he wasn't in a leadership position at camp. You know, he would come into camp and just, you know, kind of do like a walkthrough. He didn't really do any real leadership in camp. As far as what was going on around camp, the chairman really wasn't there, you know. He wasn't even, I don't think he even slept at camp. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, you know, in the time since the eviction, what's been coming out is there's been a lot of corruption. And it's difficult for those of us who are suffering the repercussions of our sacrifice, because we went there and put our bodies on the line, gave up our lifestyles and gave up our livelihoods to stand in solidarity with this movement. And to see $3.2 million go to pay off casino debt, you know, let's assume that there were only 10,000 water protectors who showed up at camp. Let's assume there were only 10,000 water protectors. There might have been more, but let's say that 10,000 water protectors gave up everything to stand in solidarity with the people. To see $3.2 million going to pay off casino debt when there are currently water protectors living underneath tarps, begging on street corners, that hurts my heart. It hurts my heart because now people who are honest people, who were truthful people, who didn't misrepresent themselves, are suffering. And the liars and deceivers and the fat takers, they're driving around brand new trucks. They have, full reconstruction of their gas stations. They're currently taking in more money. Even now, you can go and donate to the Dakota Access Pipeline fight on the Standing Rock Tribe's website. You can still do that. They're still taking in money. And, I'm getting called out for exposing this. I'm taking heat for speaking to this topic because people feel like it's bad for the movement to expose the fact that there are deceivers, liars, and thieves out there. But you know what? The deceivers and the liars and thieves are the ones who should be taking the heat. If you have something bad to say, you should say it to the deceivers, the liars, and the thieves. You shouldn't be calling out people who are being honest about what really happened, because our honesty could potentially protect the people who are interested in donating from being thieved from in the future. The honesty of actual water protectors could save people from facing fraud, because that's what it is. When the tribal council said donate to the Dakota Access Pipeline and then took that money to finance their casino debt, that's fraud. That's fraud is what that is. And I'm not accountable for that fraud. I didn't commit fraud. Trying to expose fraud shouldn't be a crime. That's what's happening in my tribe right now, is that there's fraud. There are tribal leaders that committed fraud. And the people who are exposing that fraud now face a RICO lawsuit by the fraudulent members of the tribe. By the people who committed fraud, those people are now suing the people who exposed the fraud, even though they're already criminals. Because, it's a crime to commit fraud. Allegedly, what was done by John Bigelow and the Seven Councils media group, by taking that money and buying media equipment and buying brand new trucks, that's fraud. Exposing those people should not be a crime. I shouldn't be punished for exposing people who are committing fraud. But that's what's going on. So, there are people who are trying to torch my name and throw me under the bus, but I didn't commit that fraud. I didn't take hundreds of thousands of dollars and lie about it. I didn't take millions, 3.2 million that's accounted for, and lie about it. I'm an honest person. So I don't feel bad about speaking the truth. But the people who are dishonest people, they want to silence the truth. They want to prevent me from telling you what's really happening. When I see your words, LaDonna, it means the world to me. I don't know if you understand that, but it means the world to me. The people who still have my back, that you all mean the world to me, because there's a lot of people who are trying to throw me under the bus right now. So thank you for that. Thank you to the people who still have my back and still recognize that I'm out here trying to do what's best. Because you know what? The Cannonball District, this is the real reason that I put this video up. The people in the Cannonball District, they're still suffering. LaDonna and Sacred Stone Village are trying to get hats and jackets and scarves and gloves for the people of Cannonball District and for the people of Fort Yates. Meanwhile, the tribe took $3.2 million. Can you imagine if $3.2 million had been invested in the Cannonball District? Can you imagine that? the people of the Cannonball District wouldn't be worrying about their energy. They wouldn't be worrying about their heat. They wouldn't be worrying about hunger. They wouldn't be worrying about premature death because they can't get medical coverage. $3.2 million could have put a brand new medical clinic up there in the Cannonball District to help the people of Cannonball with their medical needs. But instead, that $3.2 million was put into the casino. So, you know, I just want you guys to think for a minute about people like John Bigelow and people like Dave Archambault and these fat takers who took money away from the movement. They took hundreds of thousands of dollars. They took millions of dollars away from the movement that we could have put into the Cannonball District directly. So, you know, I still have some anxiety over this. I still have some anger over this because the people of the Cannonball District are suffering. You know, I'm suffering. I'm living day to day, penny to penny, begging on the street corner, you know. But for me, it's easy because I'm willing to eat trash. I'm willing to go into the dumpster and find the food that our consumeristic society has thrown away and let that be my sustenance. But for a lot of people, that's not even an option. They don't have this kind of abundant dumpster in the Cannonball District. In the Cannonball District, they don't have that kind of abundance in their dumpster that they can eat. They're destitute over there. And people want to act like I'm being bad for trying to expose the theft, the fraud that was committed. That's a lot of money that could have gone straight into the Cannonball community. If you're not going to directly help the water protectors with that money, you could at least help the Cannonball District, because they had to suffer through all of the encampments and all of the paramilitarized troops that got put into that district. They had to suffer through all of that, and they didn't get helped at the end. At the end of the day, the Cannonball District is still suffering. And I know LaDonna and Leet and Jared and, you know, all the people who are over there trying to reestablish the Sacred Stone Village, they're doing something for the Cannonball District. But by the tribal council taking that money and putting it into the casino, they basically told the Cannonball District, we don't care about you. And that's not how I feel as a water protector. As a water protector, my heart hurts every day for the Cannonball District because my friends live there. You know, the American Horse family, the Chief American Horse, his daughters are suffering. You know, they're suffering this winter. And that doesn't have to be the reality. It's the reality because of the fat takers like John Bigelow and Dave Archambault, allegedly. Allegedly, those people took a huge pile of money that could have been benefiting the people of Cannonball right now, or benefiting the suffering water protectors, but they're fucking fat takers. And they don't care. They don't care. So I try not to let these videos go on too long, but for the people who just tuned in, I personally am upset because millions of dollars were taken to pay off casino debt. Meanwhile, the people of the Cannonball District are still suffering, and water protectors are still suffering. So, with all that said, I'm going to let you guys go. Appreciate you taking the time to tune in this morning. I hope you have a great rest of your day out there, and I will talk with you again really soon.